Hey guys, Kelly here with Mindful Bodyworks. Thanks for joining me. So this class is all about stress relief. I recently taught a stress relief class and I wanted to go ahead and put the slides and the class on YouTube for all you YouTubers who need a little stress relief in your life. So 2020 has been a super stressful year just about for everyone. It just seems like one thing after another. We have lots of TV, news, social media that's just raising our stress hormones or our cortisol levels. So finding balance, finding stress relief is essential for your well-being and your health. So let's go ahead and get started. Recognizing when you're stressed. So this is important. Being present. A lot of people are just go, go, go from one activity to the next, and they just don't slow down and they're not able to recognize when they are stressed out. So just taking a moment to connect with your body and be aware. Experts estimate that 90% of our disease or our autoimmune diseases are stress related. So it's very, very important to look at that. Not only that, but stress makes you age quicker. So no one wants to do that. All right, so doing a body scan real quick. I just want you to sit nice and tall. And you can close your eyes and breathe if you want to, but you don't have to. You can leave your eyes open. But I want you to scan your body. I want you to see if there's any muscle tension. Maybe you have some aches or pains, or maybe sitting up tall is causing your low back to kind of say hello. And then I want you to just notice if your stomach's tight or maybe it's turning. And then notice if you're clenching your hands or you're clenching your jaw, you're clenching your teeth together, and just relax and let that go. And then I want you to notice how your breathing is. Are you breathing fast? Are you breathing shallow? Are you breathing nice, slow, steady breaths? And then, of course, your heart rate. Do you feel like your heart's racing or your blood pressure is high? So just doing a body scan daily can really help you figure out if you need to unplug or chill out or whatever. All right, so we have two systems that we're going to be talking about today. We have our sympathetic nervous system, which is our fight or flight. And then we have our parasympathetic nervous system, which is our rest and digest. Long ago, when we were hunters and gatherers, we used our sympathetic nervous system or our fight or flight to hunt and gather and run and defend. And getting our cortisol levels up was good for that because they always came back down when the threat was gone. However, these days in our modern world, when we're not hunting and gathering as much or at all, the fight or flight tends to be more us go, 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 stress related. And we're not swinging back over into that parasympathetic nervous system of our rest and digest. And that can cause some major issues. So talking about hormones, are hormones good, hormones bad? So usually when women have anything that's talked about for hormones, it always kind of seems negative, but we do all have, male or female, have good hormones. All hormones are good, but sometimes too much of a hormone can be a bad thing. So just talking real quick about these three hormones, we have serotonin. So serotonin is a chemical that's produced by the brain, and it's associated with happiness or well-being. Oxytocin is our cuddle hormone or our love hormone. And then we have adrenaline. So we all know what adrenaline is. That's when you feel your heart rate race or pick up, and your hands might get sweaty, your blood pressure elevates, and your energy actually boosts. You have more energy when you have that adrenaline rush. And then we have cortisol. So cortisol is our stress hormone. So cortisol is good in some ways, but when we have high levels of cortisol, in our body for a sustained period, it can be detrimental to our physical health. So cortisol is a steroid hormone, and that is produced by our adrenal glands. So back at the kidneys, we have these little adrenal glands. And if you've ever heard of adrenal fatigue, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. So it's just where those adrenal glands are just go, 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 and they're never able to just relax and get a break. So through those high cortisol levels, those high sustained levels, they keep you in fight or flight, and they can cause all those physical issues. And that includes fatigue, inflammation. So cortisol's positive action, like hunter-gatherer positive action, is it actually helps reduce inflammation during the fight or flight. But then the body can turn against you. So if you have long time cortisol levels or long substantial cortisol stress hormone for too long, then it can really start causing more inflammation instead of reducing that inflammation. We can also deal with anxiety, increased blood pressure. So a lot of people have high blood pressure. High blood pressure can lead to vessel damage, and that plaque buildup in your arteries can also set the stage for heart attack or stroke. And those are just things, that's just a reality. Irritability. So that's definitely, if you're stressed out, you're more irritable. Intestinal problems such as constipation, bloating, diarrhea. That can even lead to things such as ulcers, irritable bowel syndrome, or even colitis, which is inflammation of the colon. So it's really, really important to get a grip on your stress relief. Just a couple more that are on here: depression, poor sleep, headaches, lower immune system. So this is a big one because right now we have this global pandemic. No matter if you think that this is a big deal or not a big deal, it doesn't matter. Your immune system is a big deal. No matter what germs or what bacteria are floating around, you need to have an immune system that functions properly. So elevated levels of cortisol actually suppress your immune system. You can be more susceptible to colds or illnesses, and that can lead to a risk of cancers down the road, autoimmune diseases, as well as some people even develop food allergies, all from high cortisol levels over a long period of time. So stress can cause so much. And then last but not least, weight gain. So our bodies are made to absorb this energy. So we eat food to supply our cells with glucose. And so then our cells want more energy when we're in this fight or flight, this go, go, go. Our cells are like, okay, I'm working, I'm going, I'm moving. You might not be moving, you might just be stressed out. But anyway, it feeds our cells this glucose. And so the brain sends a hunger signal, and then you eat. And then your body, if it doesn't use that glucose, it actually stores it as body fat. And this can be problematic because then you have increased insulin levels, and insulin typically helps the cells convert the glucose to energy. So if your insulin is not working properly and the pancreas is starting to struggle with the high demand, then your glucose levels in your blood can remain high, and then your cells don't get the sugar that they need. So it's issues and illnesses and diseases that can come about, even type 2 diabetes. So it's very, very important to recognize that cortisol is not always your friend. All right, so I've told you about hormones and the sympathetic nervous system and the parasympathetic nervous system, and really we just want to balance our systems. So this class is just to teach you some stress relief techniques or some things that you can do at home, maybe some massage information and some yoga information for you. So those are some things that can definitely help. So first off is breathing. Breathing is probably the thing that you don't think about very often unless you do breathing exercises or yoga. Breathing is just something that automatically happens, right? So through breathing, you can activate your relaxation response. So just 3 minutes of breathing or breath work Slowing the breath, being mindful of your breathing for 3 minutes can activate that relaxation response. And according to a Harvard study, that's as good as taking a nap because it repairs your body, it calms your mind. So it's really, really healthy on a physical level just to breathe. And we talked about it activating that parasympathetic nervous system. So let's do a breathing exercise real quick. So I want you to close your eyes if you can. If you feel uncomfortable with that, that's fine. Keep your eyes open. You can look at the screen, but try not to scroll or click on any other tabs or windows. I really want you to be present with your breath just for a few moments. So I want you to sit up nice and tall and just inhale and exhale through the nose. And just notice your breath. Are you breathing shallow? Are you breathing slow or fast? No judgment, just breathe. And I want you to start inhaling a little bit longer. So lengthen that inhale and lengthen that exhale. Let's do that again. Inhale deeply through the nose into the belly. And then exhale through the nose, squeezing that belly button in towards your spine. Good. And keep inhaling and exhaling however it's comfortable for you. And on your next inhale, I want you to imagine you're inhaling this peace, this peacefulness, this relaxation, inhaling into all your body. And then on your exhale, I want you to imagine you're exhaling your stress, your tension, anything negative, let it go on the exhales. So again, inhale peace, exhale stress. Let's do that one more time. Inhale and exhale. Good. And when you're ready, if you've closed your eyes, you can blink those back open. Now, do you feel a sense of calm now? Just a little bit. And that wasn't even 3 minutes. That was just a very, very brief breath. Tongue twister there. All right, so exercise. So we've always heard exercise, exercise, exercise. We all know that exercise helps support strong muscles, which can in turn help with our bone density. So strong muscles, strong bones, strong joints. And that's really important, especially as we age. But exercise also helps to increase serotonin levels. So we talked about serotonin. Remember, that's that happiness hormone that we talked about at the very beginning. So the happiness hormone, serotonin, is released through exercise. And it also helps to reduce stress hormones like cortisol. So exercise is super, super important. Even if it's just a walk, or a light yoga practice. It doesn't have to be something like go to the gym or go for a jog. It's just getting your blood pumping in a good way and get some movement. And if you don't like exercising, no problem. Just turn the radio up and dance like no one's watching. That will also release serotonin. So music. So listening to music is wonderful for relaxing. If you put on a soft, soothing, maybe an instrumental music, that can help calm your heart rate, lower your blood pressure, and stimulate your brain. You can also turn on songs that you enjoy, maybe your favorite song. That doesn't necessarily lower your heart rate, but it brings those good emotions, that well-being up, that serotonin level up. So no matter what type of music you're listening to, it can be beneficial for your body. Get out in nature. So depending on the weather, where you're at, this can be a little bit challenging if it's too hot or too cold, but even just going out into nature for a few moments can really help center you and ground you and make you feel less stress. And that could be during the day, that could be just going out and looking at the stars or the moon at night. All right, so ear massage. So massage therapy is wonderful, but ear massage is something that you can do anywhere, any time of day. and no one even knows that you're massaging your ears. So ear massage or ear reflexology, it's also called auriculotherapy. It works to relieve stress by stimulating the ear pressure points or the nerve endings. And that helps release positive endorphins. We all need some positivity. So what I want you to do is just rub your earlobes. We're just going to sit here and just pinch and rub your earlobes. You can come up to the middle part of the ear and up into the cartilage above. It feels really good, very soothing. So you have lots of acupressure points on your ears. So just massaging them like this, even if you just do one at a time, it's really going to help to relax you. You can give a little tug out to the side or down towards the ground or even up. You can also massage behind the ear and that soft skin. There's lots of nerve endings behind the ears as well. So just doing a simple ear rub can actually help you relax. If you don't like your ears touched, or you have sensitive ears and this just wouldn't work for you, you also have reflexology points on both your hands and your feet. So you can always massage your hands or your feet, and that's like massaging your whole body. All right, a hug. So a simple hug helps to release oxytocin. And we talked about that as our cuddle or our love hormone. Now, maybe you don't like to be touched or hugged, or you don't want to hug people, or you don't want people in your personal space. So I get that. But in order to release oxytocin, you do need some kind of physical touch. So you can pet a fur baby like a dog or a cat or whatever kind of pet you have, a horse. That will also help release oxytocin as well. So it doesn't have to be a person. It can be a fur baby. So stop and smell the flowers. So when is the last time that you stopped and you smelled the roses or the flowers outside or at the grocery? When is the last time you did that? Have you ever just taken a look at the beautiful colors or the textures or the shape of the flower or even the stem, maybe the middle of the flower, or just smelled it just to see if it was aromatic or not? So believe it or not, just stopping and smelling the flowers helps you a couple things. For one, it helps you be mindful. So we've heard of this mindfulness, and it's really just being present in that moment, focused on something, one of your senses. So in this case, it would be your sight and your smell. So also, though, it activates your amygdala, which is the part of the brain that stores your emotions. And through this, it can help bring feelings of happiness or joy, just very uplifting feelings. However, if you're smelling a flower that you absolutely can't stand or that brings up negative emotions, that would have a negative effect. Now, that's a whole different class, but just know that you would want to smell something that is appealing to you. And that doesn't have to be a flower. That could be fresh baked cookies, brownies, whatever makes you feel the emotion of happiness. All right. So moving along, essential oils. So you can also use essential oils to uplift and reduce your stress levels. So putting essential oils in a diffuser or rubbing them on the nerve endings of your ears or your feet. You can even do it on your hands. However, when you put oils on your hands, usually your hands end up somewhere around your face. So I always recommend that you put them around your ears or on your feet if you're trying to relax and unwind with a specific oil. So not all oils are the same. There are no labeling restrictions in North America. So it's very, very important that you choose your oils wisely, which is a whole nother class. But I just don't want you to get off of this class and order oils off Amazon. That's probably the worst place to get them, or run out to a Walmart or Target and get the little bottle of essential oil. Some essential oils have synthetics in them and fillers, and there's barely any oil in them. So you can always click on my website if you want to read more about essential oils or reach out to me. Overactive brain. So, like we talked before, we have the TV on, social media, we're scrolling, we've got all this news going on. So, yes, I need you to relax that overactive brain. So, we need to turn off the TV. We need to unplug for social media. Now, I'm not talking about forever, I'm just talking about a little bit each day. Be able to back away from that and just be with yourself or get busy doing something else. But you really have to unplug from that stress. Any social media or any article that makes you upset or angry or stressed, feel free to snooze that. Snooze political posts and let your brain rest because you're just getting that rise. Stress can be from an overactive brain. You can focus your brain on something else. So there's lots of different things that you can focus your brain on. You can color, you can do a crossword puzzle or put a real puzzle together. You can knit, paint, read a book. Reading books is always great, but if you're trying to calm down, you wouldn't necessarily want to read a thriller or a murder mystery. You could do like a self-help book or really a feel-good story. So you would want to pick that wisely if reading is going to be your fix for calming that overactive mind. But you definitely want to do something that feeds your soul. All right, quality sleep. So we have heard over and over and over that 8 hours of sleep is ideal. So your actual tissues and your organs in your body, they physically repair themselves while you sleep. So if you don't get quality sleep, if you're really not getting into a good sleep or you're waking up all night, your body is not repairing itself. So it's really, really important to get a quality sleep. And to do that, you can unplug before bed. So the blue light that's emitted by your electronics can actually impact your body's production of melatonin. And melatonin is our sleep hormone. We didn't talk about that one, but melatonin helps regulate our circadian rhythm. So it's really important to unplug before bed. They say to really unplug an hour or two before you go to sleep and that you will have more restful sleep. Oh, you can also take a bath. So taking a bath any time of day is great. But taking a bath before bed can definitely help your sleep as well. You can throw some Epsom salts or essential oils in there, or light some candles, turn on some relaxing music. There's so many benefits besides just sitting in a hot bath. Actually, the increased circulation of the warm bath is as good as exercising for 30 minutes. So just sitting in that tub is like exercising, so it gets everything moving. So drinking chamomile tea can be very beneficial. Studies show that chamomile can actually be effective in aiding with relaxation, also with anxiety, depression, and insomnia. So it's great any time of day, but it's really a good choice before bed. And of course, my favorite, massage therapy. So if 90% of our diseases are stress related, then massage therapy is a huge, huge help in reducing our stress hormones and making sure that our body functions are working properly. So massage is not just about relaxing, it affects every system of your body, from your circulatory system, your lymphatic system. I mean, it really touches on everything. It flushes toxins, it brings fresh blood and oxygen and nutrients to every cell of your body. So massage therapy is ideal when you're trying to activate that parasympathetic nervous system or get out of that fight or flight. It can also help a number of specific issues. It can help alleviate pain, boost your immune system. It can lessen depression and anxiety, and it definitely helps improve range of motion. So joint range of motion issues, whether it's your neck, your shoulders, your hips, by loosening the muscles and helping with the tissues, it can actually help with your joint health as well. So let's do some self-massage real quick. Usually a 1-hour massage is as good as 4 hours of sleep for repairing the body. So we're just going to do a couple minutes. We're going to start just by doing circles on our temples. And just, you can close your eyes for this or you can keep them open. It's up to you. This feels really, really good. Moving the tissue and then just kind of walking those fingers down towards your jaw. A lot of times we clench our teeth and we don't even realize it. So this is just very helpful. Bringing fresh blood here, but it also helps release serotonin and relax those cortisol levels. And then let's do our neck. Now, if you can't do both hands, you can do one side at a time. So you can just do circles. I do have a playlist on here on YouTube that shows you specific areas. So if you're having tension in a specific area, feel free to look at that self-massage playlist. So you can do circles, or you can pull on the traps. So I like to grab the traps with my fingers and just pull forward. Now, if you're not able to get to your neck or your traps, you can always massage your hands, doing little circles on your hands or your feet. Your feet have all those reflexology points as well. All right, so last but not least, we're going to talk about yoga. So a lot of people have this misunderstanding that you have to be a bendy, flexy person or super, super flexible to do yoga, and that is just not the case. So with yoga movement, your blood flow increases to the muscles. It brings fresh blood, fresh oxygen, and nutrients to every cell, every tissue of your body. Even your organs. And then when you couple that with breathing, so usually you do some kind of movement and some kind of breathing with yoga. There are many different types of yoga, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But when you're doing both breath and movement, you're able to relax and release both physically and mentally. So it's just pure perfection as far as the body goes. And yoga is not about the pose, but it's about being present in the moment and in your body. So it's more about body awareness than anything. So it's very important when you're doing any type of yoga, whether it's online or a live class, that you are listening to your body, because everyone's body is different. And there's different types of yoga, as I mentioned. So restorative yoga is very relaxing. It's like you're holding poses and just really relaxing on the floor with bolsters and pillows. It's perfect. Listening to music and breathing. Yin yoga is good for stretching connective tissue. So if you're having range of motion issues or any restrictions of movement, yin yoga is really good for you. And those are both slow yoga, very, very slow. Yin, you hold poses 3 to 5 minutes. So, and you're just breathing and focusing, again, that body awareness and focusing on the pose. Other types of yoga are more flowing. You can even do chair yoga. You can just sit at your desk and do chair yoga. I have a playlist of yoga on the channel as well, so check that out. There's many, many different options on there. And if you have questions more about yoga, let me know. But when you do yoga over time, just know that it increases your flexibility. It helps your muscles, which in turn helps your joint health. We all need that as we age. And breathing helps us to relax our mind. So we're helping both mind and body, which is what we want to do. All right, guys, so closing up our class, that was the last slide. So just pick one or two of these things that you want to try that call to you, and just try them out and see if they help reduce stress. And if those don't work, then pick one or two other ones and try those. So it's just really important to slow down. Stress relief is very, very important, as you can tell by this class, that it affects you physically, and over time it can be detrimental to your health. So just taking a few moments every day to do something that feeds your soul, relaxes your body, relaxes your mind. Check out the other playlist. Make sure you click that like and subscribe down below. please, 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 that just helps support my channel. I make these videos completely free, take the time out of my day to do it, but by getting subscribers, it helps show me that people are actually watching these. So I would appreciate it if you just hit the like button and the subscribe and that little bell button if you want to know when a new class or a new video is posted. If you click the bell, it will let you know either by email or when you pull up your subscription feed on YouTube. So thanks again for watching and take care.